Hi everyone, welcome back to Dobby Books, and today I want to talk about Jane Austen July. And of the 6 prompts, I'll let you know which ones I think I can do. So here we go. First, you're going to notice that I'm sitting next to my Jane Austen collection, which is right here. I just got the shelf just below it. Let me move this here. The shelf below it is empty, mostly, because my sister had suggested that I move the children's books to a separate bookcase altogether in another room. And that's what I've been doing all day. It was just too hot to go outside, and I'm still not quite done. But I have my Jane Austen collection, which I'm very happy about. So, the first prompt: read one of Jane Austen's main 6 novels. I have read, well, let me see if I can remember. I've read, I need my other glasses. Hold on. I've read Emma, Pride and Prejudice, Northanger Abbey, and I believe Persuasion. So, for this round, I decided that I was going to read Mansfield Park, because I haven't read that yet, and instead of reading one of these here, I'm going to read the Oxford World Classics edition. I had it from last semester. We never got to it, so now I'm going to get to it. The next prompt: read something by Jane Austen that's not one of her main 6 novels. The other Oxford World Classic that I have contains not only Northanger Abbey, but the Watsons and Lady Susan, as well as Sanditon. I've read Sanditon, her unfinished novel. So I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm going to pick Lady Susan or the Watsons, but I'll read one of the non-major ones. Now, the part that says, read a nonfiction work about Jane Austen or her time, I don't really have that, but in the Oxford World Classics, there's always something written about the time of Jane Austen. So in this book, in the Mansfield Park book, under the table of contents, in the appendix, it has 3 different topics: rank and social status, dancing, and Austen and the Navy. So I'll read one of those. I don't know which one yet, but I'll read one of those, and I hope that fulfills that particular challenge. And then read a retelling of a Jane Austen book or a work. That was easy. Me, being the person who loves to collect children's versions of adult books, grown-up books actually, I am going to read one of my children's books, which is a retelling of Mansfield Park. I think that's Nino. This is one of the books I get for my granddaughters. It's in the bookcase, and I finally get to read it. I've got the whole collection of this, by the way. And, oh, you know what? I do have a nonfiction source. I just saw it now. The Cambridge Introduction to Jane Austen. So that could count for nonfiction. And the table of contents covers life and times, and it goes through each novel, and then it includes at the end of that something called Austen Mania, Jane Austen's Global Life. That ought to be neat. All right, so that would cover the nonfiction. Then read a book by a contemporary of Jane Austen, published between 1775 and 1817. And what I have for that is a book that was published, I believe, in 1808. The author's name is anonymous, and it's entitled The Woman of Color, A Tale. And this says, The Woman of Color is a unique literary account of a black heiress's life immediately after the abolition of the British slave trade. Olivia Fairfield, the biracial heroine and orphan daughter of a slaveholder, must travel from Jamaica to England, and as a condition of her father's will, either marry her Caucasian first cousin or become dependent on his mercenary elder brother and sister-in-law. As Olivia decides between these 2 conflicting possibilities, Her letters recount her impressions of Britain and its inhabitants as only a black woman could record them. She gives scathing descriptions of London, Bristol, and the British, as well as progressive critiques of race, racism, and slavery. The narrative follows her life from the heights of her arranged marriage to its swift descent into annulment and destitution, only to culminate in her resurrection as a self-proclaimed widow who flouts the conventional marriage plot. The Woman of Color. And this one is by Broadview. All right, next one. Now these have to do with the movies. My favorite adaptation is the one from 1995 with Colin Firth. That's still my favorite. Do I want to watch it again? I don't know. I might, but I don't know if I'll have time for that. And then a modern screen adaptation or retelling of Jane Austen. That I'm not going to do. What was the one? I know Clueless was a movie that was on one of her novels. I didn't see that, but I have a feeling it's probably funny. But I don't know if I have that much time. If I do, I'll let you know. And that's it, everybody. That's what I'm doing for Jane Austen July. I almost forgot the name. Stay cool, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week, and happy 4th of July. Bye-bye.